Somewhere along the way, I lost my self-worth. I thought everyone would be better off if I was 6 feet in the dirt. Putting a bottle to my lips was a shovel to the earth. And I always wondered why my tolerance was so much lower than my friends. A few drinks and I'd be puking, feel fine and drink again. My stomach became a cauldron. The spewing was excessive, unintentionally mixing alcohol with my antidepressants. This poisonous potion led to a deeper dissection. I had beakers throughout my being filled with extracts of my essence. I became the experiment and Lucifer the chemist. And I just kept handing him everything he needed to keep me sick with his deception. My soul became hollow with every puff, snort, and swallow. So dark was the path that I began to follow. Somewhere along the way, I began to hate myself. To the world, I am a burden. And going out in public makes me feel like less of a person. In a crowd of people, I feel translucent. But can they see my thoughts? Do I look really stupid? Why am I even here? I am just a nuisance. Out of these fears, I've engineered an atmospheric shell, a sort of safe place for me to dwell when socializing feels like hell. But it's just a mirage for the outside, so that I look like I'm doing fine, but every time I hear laughter, it creates paranoia that echoes through my bones, nestles into my fibers, and begins to weave a rope. I'm starting to lose hope as something begins to surface to my frontal lobe. It's the rough draft that I wrote, my old unfinished suicide note, accompanied by the blueprint of what knots my noose could hold. My secret plan that never materialized, but stayed in a file at the edge of my mind. Pull it out from time to time to add mental details to the construction of my internal crime. I'm starting to scare myself because I thought I was fine, but now I want to put my plan on paper for someone else to find. These psychological archaeologists have been digging out my mind, trying to help me find where I've buried the sunshine, and sometimes, just sometimes, they would find a little ray of light. But not anymore because I'm losing my will to fight. I keep creating a portal for Satan to come in with his hammer and chisel and dig out all the treasures that God placed inside my vessel. And when everything is gone, I zone out and have to watch as my mind creates horrific images. So please excuse my incomplete sentences. My arms have become severed appendages, tingling, losing feeling. It's not real. Please tell me it's not real. Anxiety makes me believe that a small spot on my body that you can barely see could possibly be some sort of flesh-eating disease. My mind makes my body feel like it's in a critical state, forces me to puke and then to defecate, sweat and shake. I'm living inside a real-life house of horrors with no escape. That glimmer that rests on the horizon of my iris descends into the depths of my pupil, and I become vacant. I don't care about myself, so my body is no longer sacred. I don't know who I am. I'm begging for a way out of my psyche. Somewhere along the way, my life began to make sense. I felt the holy presence of God as my baby was placed upon my chest. Holding my own artwork from heaven, my soul felt this deep, nourishing cleanse. I'm telling you, with everything that made up my once chaotic being, I would not have made it out alive without God intervening. He turned my noose into an umbilical cord of healing. He can set you free too. I learned you can't possibly know who you are without knowing the one who created you.